Yeah, well, from time to time, someone gets confused by the harbor and gets a bit too close there to the ships. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And hello once more. This time around, unfortunately, her ship is still in one piece, so no loot for me. Yeah, she was able to get out of there. This is the Perforian warships now, a new type of warship that we see here used by the pirate. Super strong against wooden ships and also super durable, so they're not that easy to break anymore. But breaking them we want to, and we do have now 80 tons of advanced weapons in. Before we continue, have a look at Games Planet, a global vendor of digital games with direct connections to publishers like Ubisoft and Paradox. Not only do you support the channel by purchasing games with my affiliated link in the description, you also get special discounts for all kinds of games and developers receive their fair share. Thank you! And this one I would like to use right away now for my latest type of defense, that's the anti-armor gun. And it is increasing its damage to metal hulled ships by 150%. That's quite a bit, honestly. And yeah, let's go ahead and build me a few of those buggers, as they're going to be quite worth it. Before I build them, I would like to have an outer level of defense here. So that's these towers there. The basic ones, right? That we can then add. So something like this. And behind that we have then those anti-armor guns. And let's start with 3 of them. That's a whopping 60 tons of advanced weapons we just used there. Yeah, I could have also gotten close to 500,000 out of them, but for now, let's just be happy that we have a new type of defense that we can now use in my harbor area. There's also quite a big fleet of Princess Jing around the corner over here. No idea what they're trying to do. Let's just hope that they're not trying to attack. There is, however, a bit of loot that, as always, I would like to grab while we can. Even though, ooh, this could be tricky. Let's actually keep my ship close there. Oh, look at that. This time around, and Harlow got not confused. She's in. Unfortunately, my anti-armor guns are not working yet, as this one is moving straight in. I have no idea why she's doing it. Giving me some free Christmas presents, perhaps? It'd be nice if there is Christmas. Let's just take it. Oh, those ships, by the way, let's actually put them to passive defense. Some of my opponents like this quite a bit. There's also Princess Jing. She might actually be attacking, honestly. By the look of it. We get some rum. Alright, we can use this for my people. And she's backing off again already, so we can use this to immediately get... Oh, it's battle cruisers. Get that loot, so we need to wait for this battle cruiser here to be out. There it is. So we can also grab this one here. Now, we actually need to do quite a few things at my docklands, so 6 minutes. Alright, we still have a bit of time. Let's have a look at that loot first. Penny farthings, I'm all in for these. La Condesa del Amor's majestic dance billboard. Gives me some attractiveness, or it also sells nicely. And let's turn in the penny farthings, there it is. And there's another smaller attack coming in. With another ship down again. Perfect. Now, about the things we need to do. It's actually important for me right now, since we're not able to get coffee in at the moment, that we actually get some golden, right, for pocket watches. So we need to find a way of actually getting this one done. I think we don't have any more export offices, unfortunately. Nope, this is not possible. So we can just check up something where we have lots of things in storage, like grain is really full, right? Caoutchouc is fine. Brass is also really full. So we could also just take the brass out there for a while. I mean, I have grain 2 times in, right? We could also just take the timber. Let's actually take this one here for now. That's a ratio of 2 to 1 to get some gold in, right? And get us also a bit of a higher volume there, because I want to start making those pocket watches work. We don't need that many, right? So it's only 1 ton right now per minute. It probably goes up to 2 tons per minute at some point, but this will be very important for the happiness of my people. This is something. Some of you have been suggesting that I should actually purchase coffee from Madame Kahina. It's fine. Of course you can do it like that, and let's actually enable this. But you don't base your economy on purchasing stuff from a random trader, right? Because this is way too unreliable. There might be Madame Kahina coming in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes, there might never be a Madame Kahina coming in. I have no idea, I have no control over this, so basing your economy on something like this is really unreliable and might also be really expensive. let's just have the stock here. Let's have a limit of, let's make it 200 so I'm not going bankrupt on this. And let's just see how much coffee really comes in. My prediction is not a lot. Alright, there is the Art of Medicine for the museum. Another ship. There's actually quite a few ships coming in right now. I like this. I like the direction. So that we use my guns there a bit more, right? And there it is, also the anti-armor guns now, 3 of them active. And yeah, we can actually go ahead and also have one over here now. This is something I would like to do, so let's just move this one over here, so that we can squeeze in another one of these now here, right? Because I really want to start pushing it up there a bit. The Dunite shells, nice weapons that we can use. That's about it. So a decent balance between these things now is valid. Another comment I've seen is that you suggest I'm using fish instead of planks as an export good for the docklands because of the high volume. This is super bad, honestly, because timber production is really easy and low cost and low workforce wise, right? But fish actually needs coastal space, and the coastal space I don't have anymore in the main harbor area, so I would need to use this harbor area, and this is constantly getting destroyed. So in order to get that amount of fish in, I would need to have quite a sturdy defense here, and honestly that would be very expensive fish if I need 10 cannon towers to protect it, right? This is no-go for me. So fish is a no-go for me, honestly. With any coastal building, I'm the same. So coastal buildings, no good idea. All right. Export-wise, we're fine here. We're lacking a bit of sewing machines right now, production surplus. So I would like to boost this further. What I have though is enough iron and enough coal, right? So this should be fine. Let's have a quick look here. It's going to be a lot of export for the coal in again. My limit is 950, so we're actually using that already. So let me also have a look at my steel production. That would be another one. It's equal, so I would need to reactivate this furnace now. Let's do this. Right, and with that, I'm also going in and build me another sewing machines factory over here. So this is number 4, which is probably closer to the limit now than what we can go with here. And for Tobias, we are not importing logs right now, unfortunately. So another thing I can say is instead of this, we can actually go with lots of logs. So just that we ramp this up, because this is actually what's limiting my sewing machines right now. All right, gold is coming in. Perfect. We got 30 tons of gold in. Tobias is trading right now. We have not upgraded. Oh, Brad was very close, right? And soap is still a bit off, and planks is actually on its way to a legendary level. That's something. The rest is fine, right? But we have a bit of gold in now. I think we also have some gold stocked here somewhere. There it is. Perfect. And a bit of rum to keep people happy. But with that, we have the pocket watches now. And they only need a bit of glass. And glass is super easy to produce, honestly. It needs a coastal side. So this is something to consider. Let's boost this by 50. With that, we have the sand coming in at a nice steady 4. So that means I can afford me another glass manufacturing over here, right? Getting boosted. So this is going to consume now 4 tons of sand, right? It's now equal. And with this, we have a surplus for the glass of 16. And that's just enough what we need for the pocket watches. And I would like to have 1. This is producing, yeah, a bit more than 1 per minute. With boosted, we can actually make it a bit more. So I think we only need 1 of those factories for now. Let's have it by the spectacle factories, because this makes sense to me in space-wise. It's getting electrified as it needs to. And with that, we produce now pocket watches, right? And it's a bit more, as you can see, twice as much as what we need right now in consumptions. We don't need 0.5 right now when it comes to that. Perfect. Let's actually upgrade that warehouse up here as well. And just wait for the clockmakers. The reason why this is so important is because without the coffee, we're actually looking at a rather unhappy population right now. And the pocket watches give me +3 happiness and lots of coin, right? And it counts for engineers and for investors alike. So it's going to boost 2 of my population tiers here. That's why it's very important to me. Actually, we had a coffee trade in right now to 28 to 100 tons now. Can we see how much this costs me? Who's trading right now? Madame Kahina is trading. How much did this cost me? Now the funny thing is I can't see that anywhere. Also not in my expenses, those trades show up. So right now I have no idea how much actually this will cost me. We'll just see, right? Let's actually keep this going. So we just got 100 tons of coffee in. And we'll just see how much that actually brings me. Also, the pocket watches are in. With that, we're boosting the income to 56,000 per minute right now. That's a lot of money that we get with this. And with that, we can make sure that we always keep at least a few shares available there as well, right? So 800,000 here for another 3,000 on the share value, boosting us to 60,000 on income right now without any propaganda too. So this is a nice way of getting money in right now. Perfect. Now, letter of immunity. There's a few more special items. Yeah, we got the rights. We don't have that much workforce right now when it comes to farmers and workers. And really, we need another export good, right? We need to, first of all, I need to upgrade a few more. So the bread, that's going to be working. The legendary level will be helping us a lot because I would like to get a few more here as well, of course. The logs was a bit too late, unfortunately. With brass, we'll survive for quite some time, so I don't need to worry about that. The thing is, though, you need to keep those goods in mind, right? The brass, the grain is full, that's great. The caoutchouc is fine, the iron is fine, the coal is fine. So this is all working out, and the fur coats is also okay-ish, I'd say. What's not so great is soap. The surplus should be there, but it's somehow not. What's going on with this soap? I think it's the workforce. Yeah, it's lowering the efficiency, but only by 10% around. The tallow is not coming in big quantities, right? Oh, look at that. Yeah, tallow is a problem. We're importing it, of course, to some degree. But since we're capping on pigs, let's actually push more tallow. And that's actually something we also have to keep in mind, right? Yep, we're not importing tallow right now, but I had to import it somehow. So the next one is the brass, gold, iron. We need more trade contracts and fur coats. And yeah, actually, let's get more tallow out there. Build more rendering works. Let's enable all of them back again. Upgrade the warehouse. And we're also going to push more pig farms because I just need a lot of soap to sustain my exports, right? That's all of this. With that, workforce. We got some ruins. That's great because this means we don't need to build that many more houses immediately. And another thing is, of course, my grain. We have the grain here and the potato here. Now, we are full on potatoes. That is equal. The schnapps, though, we have a surplus, a huge one, right? So it's 14. That means we don't need that many potato farms. So I can at least get rid of, let's say, those, right? Get rid of them. Tone it down to 3 potato farms only now. And also on the schnapps distilleries, let's tone it down here further. This saves me workforce, and way more important, it also saves me space. And this is what I would like to use. We have those 2 brick factories. Let's actually move them away a bit. Probably to the other brick factories we have here already. There you go. I cannot squeeze them in. Now I can. There you go. And with that, I also have this space available that I would like to use for yet another marketplace. The reason here is because we're getting rid of these fields too, and the marketplace will be then in the center, right? Let's keep a bit of a distance here so we can continue with a 3-layered road then, once the space here is available. And a pop, it's close. Squeeze in the pop and use this space here for the fields. There you go. Right, and then we keep a bit of a distance here once again, and here we can build more homes. Very important. Squeezing in that workforce. And once again, we have some space here then again that I can use for more city building then. Looking a bit like a mess right now because of those farms, but it's going to work out. Here I can also squeeze in that police station a bit, right? And with that, we can keep that layered road there for a while. Also have a few more houses here and make this look a bit cleaner overall. And yeah, I think so far though that would be fine. And here we can also continue with that 3-layered road. And speaking about roads in general, since we have the bricks, let's also continue with the upgrading of roads to paved roads. Makes the whole thing look even cleaner. Also all the way up here to my industry zone. Boy, the workers are not happy right now. We have all the goods though. So we'll need to upgrade a few more, and we need to repair, and we need to, of course, solve the plague issues. But that should be no big deal. Alright, let's upgrade. That's some important upgrades that we have here. These guys here for sure, right? And here. All that soap production, of course, costs me. That's nice here right now. 23 tons of soap surplus. The tallow would still need a bit more.
Stand to attention for the boss.
Now we can squeeze in another rendering work here. They don't need a lot of space, so we can just use these tiny spaces there. Boost more tallow for all these soap factories. A resident quest. Wait a second. Tobias, 7 minutes. Alright, we should be prepared. Any loot? Nope. Let's also not forget about Isabel Samento. This is super important. That we keep going for that white flag here. Re-rolling. 20,000. I'm not going to. We get 1.9 million. Let's actually have 2 more re-rolls. No white flag. It's super rare, unfortunately. And someone definitely purchased back a share. There it is, Miss Hunt. Let's actually keep that majority. And we can actually go for the next share purchase here. Or was it Princess Ching? Yeah, she's more valuable. Let's actually get Princess Ching in. There you go. And ship-wise... we can get those 2 ships over. And I would like to continue building more warships. Because normal weapons we have plenty of. There you go. Let's sell them. A bit of money. I mean, we were really low on money there, so that's why I need it. And then comes another thing we should be doing now. And for this we need, yep, once again, space. Now, we still have a bit of space. Wait a second. There's one that does not have... oh, this silo, for some strange reasons, does not have a road connection. There you go. And what we still need is, yeah, the next production, which is going to be another one of my export goods, right? And you might have guessed it already, it is champagne. We have the great fertility here. Champagne is something that my investors would really like to have at this point. So it gives me also some, yeah, some booster again also to my income. But way more important is champagne is super valuable in the Docklands. So that's that. The only downside is space requirements for the vineyards. Glass though we have plenty of, so the champagne cellar is no big deal, except for the vineyards, right? And for that we do need a bit of space. As always, by now I hoped that we would be rid of the grain. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So we can still use this area here for, yeah, a bit of vineyarding, a bit of grape production. Let's just see how much we can actually squeeze in here, because that's going to be then the goal. By the way, here we still have some space also for some more farmhouses. Now, for these grapeyards, I'm also trying to boost them, right? Because that's going to be super important here to use that space. And then we have basically this area here now available. There's a zinc deposit. I'm not planning to ever use it, right? Zinc is super worthless to me, and it's not something we're going to need. So it's rather the vineyards, and we can use the trade union to boost them. For the vineyard itself, there's also the tractor barn for a bit of oil. Now, oil is something that is super rare, so we're not going to use the tractor barn. Also, it increases the size of the farms. That is something I also don't want to use right now. So let's just try and make it work like this. 128 fields, so we really need to squeeze a few in here, right? And I think we are able to squeeze in quite a few of them. And there you go. That's basically all the fields. All of them are within the range of a trade union. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So that's actually not that bad, right? For this small area here. They, however, need 2 minutes to produce 1 ton. So we get 0.5 tons out, essentially. So we need actually 4 vineyards for 1 champagne cellar, right? Also not a good ratio. Let's just get cracking on this. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. How much champagne do we need right now to satisfy 1 ton? It's not going to be 1 ton. It's a bit less than that, really. And with that, we actually start with 2 tons of champagne that we can now produce with that, right? Easy as that. And we just need the champagne cellar. It gets boosted. So actually, this one produces 4 tons, up to 4 tons per minute once properly used. And let's just see. There we have it. We have a bit of space here beside my existing clockmaker, and we can of course have then a few more in the background here because yeah, electricity goes this far, at least all the way to this point there. It should go right there. You go. And this area, I would like to use this area here too somehow. Let's just build it for now. I'm going to move it again probably, or we could make it cleaner looking somewhere else. Not right now, at least. Now, glass will be the problem here as far as I can see. So we need 4 tons. So that means we need 1 more glass maker. There you go. But that also means that we need more sand mines. We have the saltpeter works here. I'm not going to need them, I think. Not all of them anyway. So we can squeeze in another sand mine here. Boosted by 50%. I think we have now -1, right? Yeah, it's -1. It's close. Close to equal. There's some ships over there. Not getting too close though. No loot, unfortunately. Alright. Yeah, we have a content population again, by the way. After all, this is nice. And also the champagne should be coming in now any moment. Oh yeah, looking good there. Let's also upgrade a few more farmers. Question is where? These are workers, farmers. These can stay farmers here, close to the river. I would probably like to have them. Let's actually make this look a bit cleaner. There you go. And there you go. Almost equal. Yeah, it's close. I think we might actually just tone it down on some of those artisans over there. And then we have it equal again. We have way too many artisans right now. So upgrading them will also be another target. Alright, for my docklands, I still haven't upgraded. Next trade comes in. Bread has been upgraded now, though we already had 2 goods here, so this is not going to increase my export capacity for now. Reaching a legendary actually gives me 2, so this is something I really want to push. That's another 2 trades with the planks, right? How's the brass looking? Brass is fine, gold is fine. And tallow is not fine, but that's what the pigs are for, right? So tallow is something we don't need to import for a while. This should work. With that, we have really reached the limits of the space of this island now, right? This is the last area that we had. The champagne is now, should be in. There it is. Perfect. A bit of additional money and a bit of additional investors. Makes people a bit happier about that. And yeah, all the space has really been used now. Now it's all about making it more efficient. Getting rid of the grain farms would be one of my next targets, next goals here that we can do. And also, of course, reaching the first legendary level export good here to once again push a bit more on the trade imports. I hope you enjoyed this one. So far so good. We're still alive. That's great. We have reached investors. And we even have coffee in. Who would have thought? Onwards. Stay tuned.